Apply pressure from every angle, you feel me? Yeah, you know, attack move. Never fold, man. Nah, never fold, never quit. Yeah. Keep going. Like, yeah.
Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta,
yeah, I smoke that dang. Tryna get M's in the bank, fuck what they think. Knock a nigga whole mouth out. Come side me, top break, throw hands like Tank. Knock it out the park like Hank. I've been doing them planks, what you got on my drink? I've been trying to keep my...
Roll Tide full of pride, roll tide full of pride. Welcome to another show, another live. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Before I even continue, when you come into the chat, make sure you like the chat up, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell as well. Also, if you want to become a channel member, do that as well, man. Support the grind, support the channel. Heavy Roll Tide full of pride. We got some different things to get into today. If you saw my previous live on Alabama, you saw I ended it with the Nick Saban, the first Nick Saban presser. See, I really just got to get people to pay attention. The way Nick Saban came in like a true pure wave. I repeat, like a pure wave, baby. Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to get people to understand just how great Nick Saban was, but not only that, the demeanor, the energy he brought with him to Alabama. The standard he set, what he demanded, right, from his coaches, from his players, from everybody on his staff, what really changed the culture of Bama around. And it's time for K-Dog, Kalen DeBoer, to do the same thing, right? Right. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You hear me? Heavy. Roll Tide. We must get back to the standard. Like you've heard me say, it's a lot harder now. Kalen DeBoer dealing with a lot of obstacles, but guess what, bruh? Nick Saban dealt with obstacles as well. You hear me? Heavy. Nick Saban had to deal with timelines, players' personalities, tampering, all that too, man. Period. It's just two different college eras, huh? Kalen DeBoer is going up against the money, the machine. Some may say, players not being held accountable, players really having full reign to do whatever the hell they want to do for real. They can get up and go, get up and leave, right? Not being held accountable at all. So they both had different battles they are going or went up against. But at the end of the day, Nick Saban overcame those battles. He adjusted. He changed his offense when it was time to change his offense, right? He had to adapt to certain modern ways of the college football world. But see, he did it quickly and swiftly, huh? He wasn't in his ego. He didn't wait too long. No, he attacked it when he should have attacked it. And he put Bama in a better situation because of it, right? Right. So, boom. At the end of the day, it's time for K-Dog to step up. Now, the state of Bama, as far as per se, the state of Bama, where they're at, they're in a good place right now. Me personally, right? I believe they finished the transfer portal strong. Now they must go into spring training strong with a high level of understanding of what their roster really truly is. You hear me? Heavy. That's the bottom line. No cap. But they're headed in the right direction. Definitely. You talk about the season. Yeah, it wasn't the results we wanted to see per se. Definitely didn't want to see them getting blown out versus Indiana in the Rose Bowl. But as far as progress, taking a step forward, guess what? Bama did just that. Right at the end of the day, we can't fake the funk, right? No cap, we gotta be all the way real. So Bama did take a step forward. Now, next year, we want to see what? More, definitely see more improvement, definitely improvement in the run game, the run battle. But as far as last season, I could say I'm overall satisfied. meaning how far they got, how they made it to the playoff, won a playoff game. People didn't even expect them to do that, right? Right. Majority of the college football world thought Oklahoma would beat Bama. They thought Oklahoma would win, and Kalen DeBoer is headed out the door. But Kalen DeBoer, guess what? Changed that whole narrative. And like I say, of course, that's not the results we wanted going up against Indiana in the Rose Bowl. But hey, bro, Indiana was a real juggernaut. You learn from it, you turn that into a win, and Bama will come back better next season because of it and because of that. Yeah, bro. Bottom line. So I'm gonna go ahead, dive into the live, get back where I left off on the last one with the Nick Saban first presser, first interview. You know what I'm saying? His first press conference as the head coach of Bama. So if you didn't peep the first live, right, boom, go peep it out, man. Heavy. Talked about a lot of stuff over there. Talked about the standard. Checked out some scouts and recruits. And by the way, homie, side note, let's not forget, Bama is top 5 this year in the recruiting game. Next year, going into 27, they have they have the chance to be the number one football team in the recruiting area, right? So if they can somehow, some way bring in a number one recruiting class, that's very Saban-ish for the board. Now we know Saban did it what, year in, year out, year in, year out, right? For damn near a decade. But at the end of the day, homie, Kalen DeBoer, that was a main concern for a lot of Bama fans and Bama so-called media heads, huh? And experts and this and that, analysts, all of the above. A lot of them said, hey, Saban can't really recruit, especially what is he going to do? How is he going to adapt to the SEC level of scouting? Can he really catch on and latch on to the knowledge and the game? Well, K Dog proved everybody wrong. You know what I mean? Heavy, bro. Early. K Dog has proved everybody wrong. So at least, at least, right? Of course, we want more success, but at least, homie, he's showing you he can come and adapt to the SEC territory, right? Southern land when it comes to recruiting and getting players in the building, right? Building a real bond, huh? And relationship with them. And doing it the fair way without cheating per se, the old Miss way, the Lane Kiffin way, huh? the Pete Golden way, huh? Bunch of cheaters, homie. Heavy. Once again, shout out Dabo Sweeney all day, every day. I repeat, Dabo Sweeney stepped up, put it on the line, was a real man, right, homie, about the situation. Yo, Verino in the building, Verino in the building. What up, big dog? Is you bout it, fool? uh. Dabu in the building, Dabu in the building. What up, my big dog? What up, my levy dog, huh? You hear me? He said, roll, tide, roll. Oh, yeah. Roll, tide, roll, man. No cap. Win, lose, or draw, but we come to win, right? Right. Roll tide. Let's work, baby. Let's get it, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Roll tide, man. My boy Dabu in the building once again. You hear me? No cap, man. Roll tide, roll. My boy Dabu, man. 33. We got a show tonight, man. We got a show tonight. Hold on. We got some hate. We got some disrespect in the damn building. Hold on, man. Who this is here, man? Kai D Cortain. Are you a robot? Sound like you're a robot, right? With that type of name. What type of fucking name is that? Kai D Core. You hear me? Change your name quickly and swiftly, baby. I repeat, change your name quickly and swiftly, baby. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Bum ass program, really? Bum ass program, really? Come on now, Kai. Now, before I go into your dumb statement, your atrocious statement you just have made, right? Boom. I ask you, who is your team? Kai, what team do you root for? What team are you a real true fan of? Even if you are a real, that's if you are a real true fan. You understand me? You know, I don't think you're cool as a fan, man. Let me repeat it. I don't think you're cool as a fan, dog. Roll Tide, man. So you say bum ass program. Bum ass program. How? A program that dominated college football for a decade plus some and then some and then kept winning even afterwards, baby. Yeah. You want me to repeat it? You want me to say it again? Even when the college football world, Bama acquired so many haters along the way, that the college football schedule makers, you understand, tried to make it hard for Bama, man. Started putting Bama through gauntlets year in, year out. What did Bama do? Just adapt, just get better. You hear me, homie? Heavy. One of them schedules in between 2014, 15, 16, those three concurrent years, the schedule was so tough, man. The schedule was so tough year in, year out. I mean, hell, right? The schedule is tough now for Bama for the most part. And they always kicking this whole Big Ten is better, Big Ten is this. How? Like I've been saying, I'm gonna keep saying, homie, you want to say the Big Ten is better, then the SEC will make them prove it, right? Make them earn it. I have the perfect solution. It will leave no confusion. You take Ohio State, Oregon, or Indiana, whoever, one of them Big Ten teams, and throw them round yonder in the SEC. And let them face off, let them bang. You hear me? Let them bump week in, week out. Let them go bump and rain in the SEC and see where they stand after the season is over, right? Right. Boom. If they hold it down, they hold their own, I'll give them much respect. But the SEC is a totally different animal than any conference even played in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? All of the above. I repeat, the SEC is the toughest conference you will ever see compete. And this is no disrespect to the other conferences at all. Respect to the Big Tens, huh, homie? Respect to the ACCs. The ACC just put Miami in the national championship. So respect to all the D1 schools and college schools in general. But we know majority, for the most part, the talent level is different, on a week to week consistent basis. Once again, I have to reiterate it. No one's taking away credit from these other schools and different conferences. They play ball as well, bro, period. No cap. But at the end of the day, put one of these big schools from the Big Ten in the SEC. What time is it? Boom. Oh, the fight about to start as well. See what the main card's looking like. Y'all watching the Shakur fight tonight, huh? Shakur Stevenson versus Lopez. Let me know in the chat, man. Are you watching the fight tonight? Very exciting fight for boxing, if you ask me. About time, about damn time. As we know, boxing is not really pure. Only a small percent left of boxing is real pure. So tonight you should be happy if you're a fight fan or a fan of combat sports, whatever, boxing especially. You should be excited about the great fight tonight. Should be a real banger. I got Shakur winning. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a pure domination, but you can't disrespect Teofimo Lopez in that way, in that fashion, right? Yeah, he is definitely one of the best, if not the best in his division. And like I say, two warriors going at it, two great fighters going at it, two big dogs in their arenas going at it. And finally, boxing gets a real fight, not some goofy clown Jake Paul or Anthony Joshua, right? Condolences to him and his family and loved ones for the tragic accident they went through. You know what I mean? Early, no disrespect there. But like I say, I'll take Anthony Joshua big ass down as well. But boxing has been very confused. A lot of casual fans hyped up about goofy fights that disrespect boxing every way. So it's good to finally get a real fight that will, just give us some clarity, man, on the way real boxing looks, the technique of the sport, right? The art of the sport. Seeing two real technicians really, use strategy, huh? Boxing skills, right? Footwork, huh? Movements, understanding of the game, right? Yeah. Boxing has turned to a damn clown show. And you wonder why UFC, MMA, every other program, pay-per-view sale, has surpassed them at all levels. Yeah, let's get back into this roll tide, man. Roll tide. But yeah, you say bum ass program, Kai. You have no idea, man. you know, nothing close to a bum ass program, and you still haven't put who you root for in the chat. You hear me, Kai, the Cortal in the building. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as well. Make sure you do that as well, homie. You hear me? Heavy. Appreciate you for coming in the chat, but make sure you hold it down, like, comment, and subscribe, my boy. And like I say, become a channel member. Let's get it, bro. But Bama could never be a bum ass program, homie. Heavy. Even now, till this day, right now, as we speak, dog. You know what I mean? Bama is still the standard. Everyone talks about Bama win, lose, or draw. Right? Everyone tunes in to see them win or lose. The comparisons are still being made to Bama, man. Even versus Indiana, even after the Indiana game, right? Boom. All you heard them do and say and speak of was Alabama. Every time you heard Indiana, huh? You heard Bama. When Indiana smacked Oregon, you heard Bama. Throughout the playoffs, the championship, you heard Bama. So what do they say? All publicity is good publicity, baby. Huh? Yeah. You hear me, homie? Yeah. All publicity is good publicity, baby. No cap. Huh? So Bama remains on the map. If you want to speak in those terms, but never say bum ass program as much as Bama did for the sport of college football, boy. They could never be a bum ass program. You understand? Yeah, matter of fact, do you overstand? So put some respect on Bama's name, because even now, through a new coach, Saban leaving abruptly, change of scenery, man, NIL portal, transfer portal, NIL bullshit system, Bama still remains, bruh. You hear me, huh? And Bama's on the way back, man. You say bum ass program. Does a bum ass program with a very young team make it to the playoffs? Go down by 17 to a solid Oklahoma team with one of the best defenses in the game, I repeat, with one of the best defenses in the game. And I'm not just talking, that's actual facts there. Go look it up, check it out. I repeat, I say, go look it up, baby. Check it out. Without a doubt. Is that a bum ass program, homie? Hell to the no, no, no. You know, bum ass programs, Kai, don't put 21 players in the NFL over a span of however many years that was. Bum ass programs don't do that, huh? Kai, you understand me? Heavy. Right? Right, bro. So watch your mouth and watch your tone. Put some respect on Bama's name. Now you can go around yonder, talk to them. Some of the creators over there, podcasters over there, analysts over there, whoever, baby. Yeah, bandwagon fans, all that. But you come around here, right? Around yonder, this is SKOL territory, Alabama territory, big SKOL territory, huh? You hear me? Levy dog, real Levy dog territory, huh? You hear me, homie? Yeah. So I'm gonna get on your head top and make your head drop. Know what I mean? Understand when you're speaking about Bama, what type of program you're speaking on, what type of legacy you are speaking on. You hear me, dog? No cap. Understand what this program has accomplished in the span of a decade and then some. And then ask yourself, whatever team you root for or go for, or whatever team you nut ride every year, probably it's the team who's winning, knowing your kind probably, type you is, yeah. Know what I mean? But ask yourself, has any other program replicated what Bama has done? And then I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it right there. You know what I mean? Simple question. Give me a simple answer. Huh? Roll Tide, man. LSU would have beat the brakes out of IU. Cat. My boy Andre in the building. My boy Andre in the building. What up, big dog? My real levy dog. What up, SKOL? I'm here to hit you up with the like. I'm out. Hey, much appreciated, Dre. Appreciate you, homie. I'll be live later too as well, my dog. Speaking Vikings type shit. You hear me? Heavy. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Stay aware, stay safe, my dog. Heavy. Roll Tide, Skull Vikes, Skull Vikes. Roll Tide, baby. Let's get it. Shout out my dog Dre in the building, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get back into this Nick Saban presser. I left off I'm probably about 26 minutes in. So that's the first thing I'm gonna get out the way. I'm gonna finish that, dog. Like I say, the fight has started as far as the undercards and whatnot. Like I say, fire the chat up, homie. You hear me, bro? If you watching the fight tonight, let me know, man. You got Shakur Steven or you got Tefemio Lopez. Who you think winning, man? You think it'll be a boring fight, right? Or a good fight? Let me know, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Roll Tide, full of pride, baby. Yeah, I just wanted, like I say, I wanted to watch that Nick Saban presser. So people could just understand like how he came in, what he was prepared for, what he came to really do. You're Let me see if I can find out. Hold on, man. Through this here right here. Yeah, I think it's this one here. I'm just get back into it, man. Like I said, I'm like 26 minutes in. So I want to really hold on. It's not the same clip there. For trying to see get to where I left off, get to where I left off in the presser. Yeah, hold on, give me 1 second, man. Hold on. Get to it in 1 second. Let me share the screen. Yeah, but just simply showing who Nick Saban was and the energy he came with. So when I say y'all want to see more out of K Dog or see, a little more fire, I'm not saying he has to be, oh, do what Saban does or what Saban did. No, be yourself, homie. Be you. But be a little more angry, man. Have more of a higher standard, man. No cap. Demand respect as well. Demand perfection from your team, right? Boom. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, take it up a different level in the coaching aspect of things and make sure the coaches around him take it up as well. It starts with your staff, homie. Nick Saban said damn near every time the guys he brung in the beginning, later, all that. The coordinators he hired, boom. He held them to a certain standard, man. And there was certain coaches he was looking for. Now, the later part of the end of his career, he maybe had a few questionable hires or coaches didn't pan out or turn out to be who he thought they were. You know what happens, man? It happens. And ultimately, that's probably why he left. All these problems with college football are just piling up. I'm understanding he's knowing what's going on. He probably understands the corruption, the whole tampering. It's probably been going on for years. And shit, he may be one of the coaches who has just stayed quiet about it. That could just simply be facts right there, homie. Yeah, bottom line, no cap. But whatever the case may be, Saban is a raw legend. One of a kind. No, bottom line, one of a kind, man. Huh? But the boy can put his own swing on things, right? His own name and legacy on this program and leave a real mark, a real stain, but a good stain, and his name will remain.
For 2 years to do that. And I think the organization and the team is better for that.
Once again, this is where I left off. I broke down more than half of the video in the first live about this here. So make sure you go check it out. You hear me, dog? Go check it out. Boom, watch it. Broke the whole first part down of Nick Saban's presser. Once again, I do this to show just who Nick Saban was, not only as a man, but as a coach. Simply on a coaching level, to observe what he stood for, what he was bringing in to the building. Well, he was on that field, bro, in his element, right? He was no joke. He got respect. Players gave him respect, and he went and he wasn't always just no rah tough guy in players' face, right? Doing way too much. No, he definitely got in the ass. He definitely got on them. You hear me? Heavy. But he did it in a certain way, right? And he made it make sense. You hear me, dog? And it wasn't some fake or some tough guy act or trying to have a power trip or whatever. The bullshit that we see coaches do at all levels, homie. Yeah. But he was being simply him. You hear me? But who he was and the players who were around him, they believed in him, man, his every word. They went out on that field every week, every Saturday, and went to war for him. And they felt good about doing it. They didn't second guess or question nothing. Right? Right. Let's get to it, man. Yeah.
And it was premature for me to leave. But at the same time, if I knew that my heart was someplace else in terms of what I wanted to do, I don't think it would have been fair to the organization if I stayed. And that's what.
Yeah, I spoke on this part as well. I'm going to have to speed it up a little bit. But that part there, when he said he goes with what his heart tells him, like I said, similar situation from the way he left at Bama. It was an abrupt leave, really no warning. He didn't give anyone any clues. He just said, hey, up, and he's out. So like he said, he left the Dolphins. He said, he admitted it. What he said, hey, the way I left may have been wrong, but hey, my heart led me here. So no matter how people or someone may feel about it, he went with his move because of he was following his heart, right? So that tells you right there about Saban and probably the reason why he left Bama the way he did. He knew the NIL was coming, the transfer portal was coming. You think he didn't know all along, right? He knew what he had to go up against. Money, pay for play, team, schools with more guapino, players not being held accountable. I mean, he talks about it right now on ESPN, Pat McAfee, all of them. He always speaks on the NIL transfer portals, right? About how it has affected college football in a negative way. And let me reiterate it, dog. I gotta say it time after time again. It's not about not wanting players to get paid. Yeah, they should get paid. No cap, no shit. Sherlock, duh. What the hell? Is this a gimmick? Is this a joke? They should definitely get paid. Once again, do you want them to crash out? You know what I mean? How much are we talking? How much paper are we talking? Right? And now it's getting to a point where that's all they're enticed by, man. They're letting the money, the guapino, the material things, right? The jewelry, the clothes, right? The fame, ultimately the money, man, lead them, right? Lead them to the school they want to play for. Maybe lead them away from the school they actually want to go to, right? Enticed by the money, dog. The material, the shine, the promises, all that. So it's no longer the same game in Saban. His heart told him it was coming. So I guarantee that's why he left the way he did. He had enough of it. But they must be very careful, man. You don't want to turn college football into a gambling game, man, where it's all about money, where players no longer have any integrities and principles. They can be led like sheep anywhere for the right amount, for the right price, be controlled like cattle, huh? Follow the trail of the money, follow the trail of the money. Come on, man, that's not really right, right? Yeah. So like I say, bro, boom. Nick Saban definitely knew what was coming. He expressed it. He expresses it now. Let's get into it, bro. Be no cap.
Wayne and I talked about, we communicated, and we both kind of agreed that that would be the best thing that we could do.
Coach.
Well, I want to hire the best staff that we possibly can. Okay, and we've already started, to hire some people. We've got some other people coming in, but I don't think hiring a staff is something that you really put a timetable on. When you're trying to get the best people, there's a process and a procedure that you have to go through, and we're not going to take shortcuts to hire somebody, because once you...
You hear what he said? You want the best staff. You want to get the best staff, the best men for the job. Yeah. That's why I say the board, K-Dog making the moves he did, firing Coach Cap, right? Even if it may have been a tough decision for whatever reason. But it won't be the only tough decision he will have to make. He will have to make more. They may be abrupt ones, but at the end of the day, bro, he has to make a decision, and K-Dog has done that. So when I say I think he's understanding, he's starting to get it even more now, because he's still going through a growing process, right? Boom. He's in a whole new conference, in a whole new realm of the college football realm, a whole new level of it, I should say. So he's still adapting and learning things of the game.
You get married to them, they're here, you're with them. So I'd rather get the best people, do the due diligence that we have to do to get the best people, and then end up having the best quality of staff, recruiting staff, coaching staff, teaching staff that we possibly can. So we want to do it as quickly as possible, all right, but we also want to do it as efficiently and effectively as possible to get the best product.
Coach Saban, Cecil Hurt from the Tuscaloosa News. Just as a follow-up, when did you initially become aware that there was an opportunity at Alabama, and what was your initial emotional reaction upon hearing that?
Well, obviously the timetable for me was there was interest after Coach Shula was dismissed. I was in the season and said that I was not interested because my commitment and focus was to our team and our players to give them the best opportunity to win each week. And somebody else got hired, all right, and that was fine. And then for a long time, nothing happened. And the assumption was made that there was some interest on my part. But I stayed focused to our team and what we needed to do each week to give our team the best chance to be successful. And I'm quite frankly proud that our team beat New England and played two really good football games against the Jets in Indianapolis, even though we came up short during that time. And that was my focus, and that was the process that I went through. Not until after the Indianapolis game did Jimmy tell me that there was an opportunity here, that people were interested in me here specifically, all right, and that the possibility of me being the coach here did exist. And not until about 6 o'clock on Monday, after the Indianapolis game, did I decide to talk to Mal. talked to him on the phone. I never had a meeting with him, just talked to him on the phone. So that's kind of the sequence of events for me. That's the timetable. Terry and I decided after talking to Mal that we would think about this. We thought about it for a day and made a decision that this is where our heart was, and this is what we wanted to do. And it's a great challenge, a great institution, and we're certainly happy to be here.
Given that you have had several different coaching stops in a relatively short amount of time, do you plan on staying 8 years at Alabama? If so, how long?
Well, let me just say this. My next stop, you know where Lake Burton is? It's in North Georgia, right on the North Carolina border, Rabun County. All right, it's a lake.
Yeah, I've seen this already. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Might just like to play from here, but yeah, you know, I'm gonna just let it rock, man. Pay attention, though. Pay very close attention, man. Yeah, Roll Tide.
It's where they made Deliverance, if you ever saw the movie. All right, that's where I go in the summertime. That's where I like it, and that's my next stop. All right, so as long as the people here are committed to trying to win, I'm going to want to be the coach here. And at some point in time, maybe somebody else can do it better. And if that time comes, that's where I'm going, Lake Burton. They don't have a football.
You heard what he said? I'm going to do it as long as people are committed to winning here, to everybody, as long as everyone is on the same accord, committed to winning. And he said when he leaves, another coach may come in and do it the same way or better. You know, that's where K-Dog comes in, right? Right. And doing it on a Saban level or doing it at a high elite level or a great level, leaving a real legacy, it won't look the same as Saban, the route he went, man. No. But Kalen DeBoer can do it in his own way, like Saban just said. You know, he can do it better right now in the realm of college football. Now, you know, he could go on to win multiple national championships, right? 2 or more. That would be legacy in this realm of college football. Oh, hell to the yeah. You hear me? No cap. That would be real legacy for DeBoer. You know, winning plus natties in this age, this era, will damn near be unheard of, right? No cap. So like I said, him and Saban had different obstacles to go up against. They both had obstacles, whatever the matter may be. Saban adapted very well. But the later it went on, he started to see, and he said, hey, his next stop is what? Wherever that place is in Florida, where he goes for the summer to relax. And there's nothing going on per piece, so per baby, so per. And that's what it is with him. Man. And he, like I say, he knew it was no longer just about winning when the money was involved. He knew it wasn't fair ball anymore, fair game anymore when the money became involved. But K-Dog, it's your time to get it right. Let's get it, baby. Are you the coach he was speaking of?
All team there. We got a pontoon boat, though. A good one.
Coach Saban, Kirk McNair, Bama Magazine. Did you have any conversations with any previous Alabama head coaches? And if so, could you share any of that?
Yes, I talked to Gene Stallings. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Stallings, who I know I've had a few stops along the way, but when I was a head coach at Michigan State, he spoke at our clinic. I knew him when he was in the professional ranks as a secondary coach at Dallas, as well as a head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. So then when I was at LSU, we had him speak at our clinic at LSU. So we had a history of talking ball, being around each other. When I got the Bear Bryant Award to be Coach of the Year, Coach Stallings was there, and we sat together with Kenny Stabler. And so there was some storytelling going on in that bunch. So I did think that after I talked to Mao on Monday or Tuesday, I don't know which day it was, I did talk to Coach Stallings and just ask his opinion, right, of what he thought about this coaching opportunity. And he was very candid. We had a great discussion. He obviously had a tremendous amount of success here and won the national championship. And it was helpful to myself and Terry in making this decision.
Coach Tom Murphy, Mobile Press Register, right here. You've had some heated battles against Alabama in your past at LSU. I recall the post-game 2002 in Baton Rouge. I'm wondering what your impressions were of Alabama when you were there and since then.
How come you only bring up the game you won? We won 4.
True competitor, man. He was a true competitor, dog. He said, why you only bring up the games you won?" Shout out Nick Saban, bro. You hear me? Roll Tide.
No, that was a very good football team that Alabama had that year. And, like always, it's unfortunate when things get posted that aren't true. I never said anything bad about the University of Alabama after the Kentucky game and or anything like that. And that was the motivating factor for their team. I think they had a better team than us. And they certainly played well that day and beat us. And I think Coach Fran is an outstanding coach and did a very good job here to win 10 games with that team. But, it's unfortunate that things that are rumor and innuendo and maybe aren't true, once they get out, you can't control them, even if they aren't true, and it affects people's relationship.
Big statement there. I mean, that's going on so prevalently today. That was back then, man. You know what I mean? It's been going on, right? Hell yeah, bro. Now the social media era, social media room, we know exactly what he's speaking of, right? Right. Rumors, fake news, fake reports, they get permeated through the world quickly and swiftly, right, man? Whether it's real news or false news or blatant lies, it gets pushed through the media, through the world at a higher level even now, especially with the realm we're in. Babylon, stay aware, baby. I repeat, Babylon, stay aware, right? Right. But Nick Saban just broke it down, dog. So this type shit been going on, huh? Yeah.
I think that's unfortunate.
Nick, Josh Cooper, Decatur Daily. What do you know about the team that you're about to start coaching, the program? And are you going to be making any sort of changes to practices or, just...
Well, we have a way that we do things, and that's the way we'll do them. I mean, I got the practice schedules that we use on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's the way we'll do it. It's worked in the past. We've been successful in the past. We have an off-season program. We have a strength and conditioning program. We're going to do things that we think we need to do to give the players the best opportunity to be successful. I have not been able to evaluate the team. I did not see this team play in the bowl game. We were either practicing or playing someplace or whatever. Have not had the opportunity since getting here yesterday to evaluate any of that. But that's a part of the process. That's a part of what we need to do. Try to get the best 22.
The process, man, that was Saban, all Saban, the process. DeBoer, K-Dog needs his own type of process. Not saying it has to be the Saban way or same form or frame, but he needs his own program, dog, regimen. Now, I know they got the fourth quarter thing, but bruh, whatever it is, it needs to be legit. He needs to put them through a real gauntlet, get them boys right, get them boys ready for the battle, bro, of college football, period, no cap. We need more physicality consistently, man. We need more aggression consistently, man. More effort, man, consistently, man. Saban changed all of that. He tore it all down. Huh? And he was really walking into a tough situation. But he rebuilded it quick, bro. Boom. Early, man. And Saban can definitely have success as long as he continues to make and take the right steps. Firing Chris Kapalovic was a great first step, but now you need more. I'm going to keep saying it, bro. He has to look at everyone around him. His staff, his strength and conditioning coaches, bro. All of the above.
Guys on the field. try to give everybody the best opportunity to compete for those positions. And regardless of what a guy's done here in the past, everybody's got a clean slate and they have an opportunity to compete for their position. There'll be no depth chart. Everybody will have a chance. And, but even when you don't have a depth chart, the first team guys always run out there. So everybody knows who the best guy.
You hear what he said? And that shows his brilliance, homie, as well. He really just broke it down. Facts. He said it was no depth chart. The best man would be on the field. It's a smart way to put it. And then what he said, let me bring it back a little bit. Pay attention, bro. Don't let it go over your head. I repeat, don't let it go over your head. Blood red, cold red. Homie, blood red, cold red. Oh, yeah. Bitch, yeah. Roll Tide.
Of Alabama when you were there and since then?
Pay close attention, man.
How come you only bring up the game you won? we won.
A little too far, yeah.
I never said anything bad about the university.
What do you know about the team that you're about to start coaching, the program, and are you going to be making any sort of changes to practices or, just?
Well, we have a way that we do things, and that's the way we'll do them. I mean, I got the practice schedules that we use on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's the way we'll do it. It's worked in the past. We've been successful in the past. We have an off-season program. We have a strength and conditioning program. We're going to do things that we think we need to do to give the players the best opportunity to be successful. I have not been able to evaluate the team. I did not see this team play in the bowl game. We were either practicing or playing someplace or whatever. Have not had the opportunity since getting here yesterday to evaluate any of that. But that's a part of the process. That's a part of what we need to do. Try to get the best 22 guys on the field. Try to give everybody the best opportunity to compete for those positions. And regardless of what a guy's done here in the past, everybody's got a clean slate and they have an opportunity to compete for their position. There'll be no depth chart. Everybody will have a chance. And, but even when you don't have a depth chart, the first team guys always run out there. So everybody knows who the best guys are.
Boom, that part right there, what he said. Even when you don't have a depth chart, bro, the first team guys always run out there. So the players decide, right? The Warriors decide, baby. Boom. Now, isn't that a brilliant idea? You know what I mean? No depth chart, homie. The best men will be on the field, period, homie. No cap. That's what I mean with K-Dog, man. If young boys are better, put young boys in. Don't worry about who are freshmen and being over loyal and who's been there longer and this and that. Man, who gives a damn, homie? Yeah. You come to win or come to play, DeBoer. Huh, K-Dog? I repeat, homie, you come to win or come to play. Let me maximize my screen right quick, man. You hear me? Boom. Huh? Because this serious business here, man. Serious business. But you come to win or play, DeBoer. Forget all that favoritism. I don't care what booster paid what. I don't care if you got an 8th year, 7th year senior in the building. If it's a freshman that's busting his ass, huh? If it's a sophomore that should be starting, huh? Yeah. Even if he has a slight advantage, he should be in. Once again, I repeat, do you want to lose or win, DeBoer? Huh? K-Dog, my boy? What the hell do you want to really do? But just another way that Nick Saban shown his brilliance. Little certain small strategies, bro, to even get his players competing at more of a high level, and they don't even know it, huh? Yeah. You see the difference, baby? You see what great coaching looks like? Huh? I know my boy Dre has said, he said I had Nick Saban hangover. No, man, it's just about showing the real, Dre. Dog? Showing people in the world, what the real standard was, man. Yeah. You hear? No cap. Shout out my dog Dre, though, man. Roll Tide, October 17th is going down. We lighting them cigars up. You hear me, Dre? We lighting them cigars up, baby, in your town, my boy. Roll Tide, man. But yeah, put the best man on the field, man. Yeah, no hesitation about it, bro. Yeah, fuck going on around here. But Saban, that Saban mind, bro. That Saban resiliency, homie. That Saban competitive spirit, right? Yeah. Ooh, man, gotta really love it. Let's get back in it, man. Heavy.
Coach Robert O'Shields from WAK, back here in the back. If I was a recruit on the fence, right here, Coach, on the recruit, recruiting to buy Alabama or Auburn, or somebody on the fence, what would you do to woo me to stay here in Alabama for the next 4 years, and that you would be here?
Well, I think that we have a pretty good track record of recruiting. And I think recruiting is all about attention and relationships with people and developing trust. And, at Michigan State, I think they were 3-8. We ended up 10-2. In the fifth year there, with the team that is the first team since 1965 that beat Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Penn State in the same year and beat Florida in the Citrus Bowl. LSU was 3-8 when we went there. In the second year, we won the SEC championship. But in the fourth year, with the team of players that we had recruited, we won the national championship. And I think the players that you saw play last night for LSU were primarily players that were recruited when I was there, whether it's Jamarcus Russell, Early Doucette, Craig Davis, Dwayne Bowe, LaRon Landry. I mean, they all were players that were recruited when I was there. So I think that people need to understand that this is kind of the last stop for us. And I think that the University of Alabama has a lot of resources. And I'm going to go back to that mission statement and say that this program will help them develop best as people, best opportunity to get an education, best opportunity to play on a winning football team that will be a champion, that will develop them to their full potential, and also the best place for them to launch their career when they leave. And I think those things should be the reasons that they come to this institution. And we'll have good people.
Firm and direct with it. And he believed in it, and the players believed in it as well. Everyone around him believed in his message, right? Believed in what he was saying, bro. Right? Yeah. And his process showed that. The program showed that, bro. Very well. Huh? Everyone was on the same accord. He took it to a different level.
People here that can help them do that.
Coach Tommy Dees, Tuscaloosa News. You mentioned Alabama's tradition and history. What does that mean?
And the biggest thing, simply preparing them for life, preparing them for the next level. Not only that, but teaching them how to be good human beings, bro, right? Good men, women, whatever, of society. You know what I mean? Heavy. Giving them a life outside of football or after football. You hear me? Heavy, man. So it was a real full-time, going ham, bro, program.
To you, what does it mean to what you're trying to build, and what do you want your place to be in it when you're gone?
Right. Well, I have a tremendous amount of respect for tradition. I have a tremendous amount of respect for all the people who created that tradition, all the players, all the coaches, whether it's Coach Bryant, all the people who worked hard to create that, has created a legacy for the University of Alabama that's important. It needs to be respected. It needs to be recognized. But at the same time, we need to look forward in terms of what we're going to accomplish here. Because even though that says that all those things have been accomplished here and can be accomplished here, we need to go through what we need to do to accomplish them now and in the future, in terms of the kind of football players we're able to recruit here, the kind of things that we do to show a commitment to having a standard of excellence that's going to help people be champions. And I guess that's how I would look at it. I think it's what you do now. Well, it's obviously going to be as a college coach, and we've had success at several stops in college coaching, And I'm hoping that this one is more successful than any of those. And if that's the case, I think I'll be remembered as a guy that created a legacy of being a pretty good teacher, pretty good person, and a guy that affected a lot of people's lives in a positive way. And I think that's how I'd like to be remembered.
Shout out Saban, bro. You hear me? Shout out Saban, right? And that's exactly how he is and was remembered. My dog, Roll Tide. Oh, yeah. One more again, man. Yeah. Roll Tide. Respect, bro. Respect.
Coach Paul Gass from Hustle Times. In your initial evaluation of the program and in your conversations with
That boy say hustle times, ain't it? That boy said hustle times, bringing it at you, man. Yeah. Respect. Get your hustle on, big dog. Yeah.
Coach Moore, what do you see as the top challenge for you to not only give Alabama a winning record, but just to reach that championship level that you talked about?
Well, first of all, you got to have good players. I mean, you got to recruit well, and we need to have a staff of people that are going to, I think we've made commitments here to show that there's facilities, there's things here, but the people, the relationships, the quality of football players that you can recruit are what's going to help you be successful. The second part of that is developing the football players that you have. How do they improve while you're here? What kind of program do you have, whether it's strength, conditioning, mental toughness, physical toughness, all the things that you need to do as a coach to develop a player to be.
The board need to hear and listen to this, man. I repeat, the board need to hear and listen to this, man. Yeah. Talk about the process, the program, what he just said. Your staff, your strength and conditioning, your development, homie. I repeat, right? Your development, homie. Yeah. Right? No cap, bro. What does the development of your players look like? Year after year, man. Time in, time out. Consistency, no inconsistency, right? Per consistency. That's the difference, the board. That's the difference, K-Dog. Nick Saban was so locked in, bro. He wouldn't bend. I repeat, homie, what I said. You hear? Nick Saban was so locked in, huh? He didn't bend. He was on a mission to win, bro. No cap. That's where you have to be at all times, the board. You have to set the standards at all times, bro. You hear me? Period. And sometimes you're going to have to put your foot down and not play around and understand why you are doing it and what you are doing it for. Some coaches going to simply have to go out the motherfucking door. Kapalovic, Cap, whatever, boom. He was the first one. Now, who's next, baby? Yeah. No disrespect to the man. Wish the best for him, man. But I don't really purely believe in Ryan Grubb. You know, Ryan Grubb didn't show me enough consistency to make me believe in Ryan Grubb. You know, matter of fact, fire up the chat. As far as Ryan Grubb and him being a consistent play caller, right? Calling the right calls majority of the time. Do we trust and believe in him to do that? I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be real honest here, baby. Did Ryan Grubb show us enough consistency, bro? Show us enough high level play calling throughout the year? Know what I mean? Did he put his offense in the best position the whole year? Hell to the no. Shit no, man. Shit no, homie. You hear me? Heavy. He did not do that at all. Now we understand the O-line situation, the lack of run game. We understand the bad QB play at times. But Ryan Grubb, when you run the ball for 10 yards and then you turn back around and throw the ball 3-4 times in a row, I ask you, Grubb, for what? And it can't be denied. You know, he was with the Seahawks. McDonald let him go for a reason. He even mentioned it in one of his pressers speaking about Grubb. So it's a reason he was only in the NFL round yonder for a year. It's a reason for that, man. And like I said, I wish him the best, man. I wish him much success. If he succeeds, his team succeeds. So why the hell would I want him, bro, as a real true fan to be horrible, be piss poor? Like what? Why? You know what I mean? Heavy. but he should be held accountable as well. And like I said in previous videos, bro, he didn't remain loyal to DeBoer, you know. When the opportunity came for him to take it to the next level and coach in the NFL, bro, he didn't hesitate. And even though he was supposed to be the offensive coordinator DeBoer's first year, they were supposed to come in together. But what did K Dog do? Showed him respect, didn't have no hard feelings for him, didn't feel away, even though he could have felt away, you know. But Ryan Grubb didn't think about the betterment of DeBoer or helping DeBoer out or their so-called brotherhood, whatever. At the end of the day, Ryan Grubb made the best decision for him. And at the end of the day as well, he made the money move. Oh yeah, guapino, federale, linguine, fettuccine, huh? Machismo, denali, you know what I mean? Guapino, federino. Huh? You understand? He made the best move for him in his pockets, right? He wanted to sock it to his pockets, right? Oh yeah, boom. So come on, bro. Does the boy really owe him any favors? He saved his career, you know. Did anybody else want Grub, huh? Yeah. Didn't nobody want to rock with him in the NFL? No, it may have been a few teams in the college world to hire him, but was anybody really hitting his line like that, ringing dinging his phone? I repeat, ring a dinging his phone like that? Hell to the no, dog, no cap. They wasn't on his line like that, homie. Yeah. Kalen DeBoer, K Dog is per, you know, a real per dude. My dog, K Dog. Just like Saban said, want to be remembered as a good person, right? With a good heart and good morals and principles, man. You know, he's not a Pete Golden, huh? Or a Lane Kiffin, huh? Right? Right. Those assholes, huh? Those ass wipes, dirty snakes, homie. Yeah. And I'm sure temptation was all around Nick Saban. It would have been easy. It would have been easy, man, to make a foul play, right? To make a piss poor move, huh? Right? Oh yeah. They probably was all in his ear, especially once he start winning, homie. Oh yeah. Especially when he start winning, succeeding, man. Yeah, homie. You know what it is, bro. Period. Get into it.
Best that he can be. But the combination of those two things, quality of talent, as well as how you develop that talent, are probably going to be the critical factors that determine whether you're successful or unsuccessful. And that's what we'll focus on. And you know what? It really doesn't matter where we are right now. Wherever it is, that's where it is. It's where we take it to from there, how we improve the players that we have, how we affect them so that they have a better chance to be successful. And if we get the team to play to their full potential, then I think we've done our job. If that's not good enough, we need to get better players.
Coach, you have a reputation, a winner, teacher, demanding. Who influenced you to shape you in the way that you are as a coach and as a man?
Well, I think, first of all, my dad was a coach. He was a Pop Warner coach, an American Legion baseball coach. And he didn't go to college, and he had a service station in West Virginia, and I worked for him for $1 an hour for a lot of years. But he started out, bought a school bus. We had 7 coal mining towns in the county, and he would go in each coal mining town, which was up a hollow somewhere, pick the kids up, take them to practice, won 26 games in a row, lost one, won 33 more games in a row, beat Joe Montana's team when he was in Western PA at Butler and all that stuff. So he took these country kids that didn't have an opportunity to play.
Before he goes on, right? So his dad basically molded him, huh? Developed him, huh? Showed him the way, huh? By example, but also as teaching, you hear me? Taking him by the hand, so to say, right? Heavy. You know what I mean? Showing him the way. Then him observing his dad put the work in and go be great. So he learned from an early age, homie, how to be a coach, how to be a leader of men, you know? So his dad damn near instilled it in him, you know, at an early age, a very important age. And if we're talking for the brain, mental development, mental confidence, esteem, etc., 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 right? Boom, very important years. right? So his dad showed him the way, and his dad probably didn't even know it as far as his coaching, the level he was coaching on, man. And then he came right back, boom, and did it at a higher level. Oh yeah, he was definitely paying attention, you know? So that's when I say certain individuals can be molded, developed, man, into a certain thing or being or to be a certain way, homie. Oh yeah, this is a prime example right here around yonder.
Taught them how to be successful, how to compete. And that's certainly something that has stuck with me as a person and as a player. I played for him, and it made me better. The work ethic that he taught, the standard of excellence, the integrity that you do things with, the attitude that you carry with you and the character that you carry with you and what you do every day. And, you know, those kinds of values affected me. Don James was my college coach who at Kent State, and I guess he had as much of an impact on me as anyone in terms of, you know, organization, quality of work, being the best you can be. And he's the person that got me in coaching. Most people say, when did you decide you wanted to be a coach? I never decided I wanted to be a coach. Never. To this day. Coach James, I was playing baseball. He got me off the baseball field and said, I want you to come and be a GA. So that's how it started. And being around him made me want to be a coach, and I enjoyed doing it because he was very well organized. George Perlis was an effect on me at Michigan State. There's been a lot of guys that have positive, and Jerry Glanville. You know, in a lot of ways, Jerry was a great coach, but, you know, I'm not going to leave any tickets for Elvis Presley anywhere. You know, we left him for D.B. Cooper, who's the guy that was in the airplane in the Northwest somewhere, jumped out with $250,000. They never found him or the money. Well, we left tickets for him when we played Seattle, and there were 4 FBI agents at will call to see if anybody came pick him up.
Final question, please.
Coach.
I just think it's important that you comment before we leave today on our relationship with LSU and how you're taking this position might affect that.
Right. Well, you know, when I raised that crystal for the people of Louisiana for LSU when we won the national championship, it was raising it for everybody who contributed to supporting LSU, to supporting that program, to supporting that team. And that was a special relationship. And I don't think there's any reason, because we're going to compete against each other, that can't continue to be a special relationship that both sides respect. And that when we play and compete on the field, it can be a tremendous, classy rival with as good a competition as anybody could ever have in a game. But what's special about what was accomplished together as that group should remain special, just like any team that wins a championship. And those people in Louisiana were a part of that championship and a part of that team. And that special relationship shouldn't go away because we're going to have to compete against each other now.
Coach, you've mentioned national championships a couple of times. What would it mean to you to have a statue on the Walk of Champions, and how soon can we expect it?
Well, you're talking about expectations again. And, you know, I think that's probably one of the greatest accomplishments that we've had in coaching is, you know, winning a national championship. It was something that I'll never forget and something that I would most certainly like to accomplish again. And we're going to work very hard to do that, but we're going to stay focused on the process of what it takes to do it. And I can't make any predictions, nor will I ever about when something's going to happen. I just like to keep working on it, making it better than everybody else has. Then all of a sudden you have a chance to do that. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're going to let the trustees and everyone get off of here. Coach Moore will be available up here for a few minutes to take some questions. Also, John Parker Wilson, our quarterback, is also here. I'll bring him up here, sit him down, take some questions.
Okay. Thank you very much.
See, that's all of it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
To the LSU Nation, they're pretty proud of.
Shut your ass up, you hear me, heavy. So that's pretty much it for the Saban presser, man. Like I said, I wanted to watch that just to Show the energy and the wave he came on, bro. No cap. You know, just his whole demeanor, what he stood for, bro. How he was really rocking and rolling, and just what he came in with, pure energy, man. I repeat, pure energy, homie. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the live. Now I'm gonna get into some Bama news, some Senior Bowl news. You know, slightly a downtime, but you know, I'm sure Bama still is putting work in behind the scenes. You know, National Signing Day is almost upon us. So a lot of things going on around yonder, bro, in Bama land. Still work, still work to be done, right? Right. No cap. You know, very important off season for K Dog and his squad and his team. More importantly for him and his coaching staff as well. You know, I feel like as far as the state of the offensive line, Bama hired the right guy. You know, at the end of the day, everyone must prove it on the field, right? Period. Oh, we got some news in for Bama. News in for Bama. Former Tennessee Appalachian State running back commits to Bama, huh? So is this a guy in the portal? Let's just get to that first. Let's get to this first here, man. Huh? So we got a new commitment, homie. I repeat, I believe out of the portal. What's the deadline? What is really going on here? Let me get into the article. Fire the comments if you know what's going on, if you know the 411, if you know the scoop. I'm gonna just dive right in. Give me 1 second, baby. Boom. Like I say, it's revolving news, revolving news. It's always something going on. It will be something going on. Really, up into signing day is over with. Now, certain it will slow down at times. Things will kind of balance, even out once the smoke clears and it's all said and done, and the players are actually in the building preparing for spring camp. Then spring camp is a whole different animal, baby. A whole new mixture of things going on. Right? That's when the real competition starts. Period. No cap. Every battle you've been waiting for, everything you want to see, all the questions you may have about every position, they will be answered and solved if the process is correct and if the program is being run correct, which I think K Dog Boom got it handled pretty well. But we're gonna see everyone will make a separation and it will be clear, bro. Who's the starters, etc. Let the players decide. What Saban said, he let the players decide, so to say. Here we go. Alabama has landed a transfer running back. Appalachian State transfer Khalifa Keith committed to the Crimson Tide on Saturday during his visit to Tuscaloosa. So Khalifa Keith in the building. Now we're gonna check out his credentials in a minute. A native of Birmingham, so he is from Alabama. Shout out Alabama. Shout out Birmingham, Alabama, man. For real, roll tide, for pride, forever. Roll tide. Keith played in 6 games for Appalachian State this past season and only ran the ball 3 times for 8 yards. He began his college career at Tennessee, where he appeared in 16 total games over 2 seasons and rushed for 124 yards and 1 touchdown on 32 carries, 100 yards on 21 carries in 2024. So really, as far as experience goes, huh? You know, not too many touches, but if he's an asset, he's an asset, and it's the reason Bama wanted him, I'm sure. Listed as 6'1", 235 pounds, so he's a real big dude, big cornerback. And if he has speed to go along with it, oh man, he could be a real problem, you know. Keith gives Alabama 6 running backs for the 2026 football season, 3 returners and 3 newcomers. So just as far as depth chart alone, man, depth chart alone, this is the right move for Alabama. More competition in the room, you know. One of Alabama's own, in-state commits, transfer, whatever you want to call it. You hear me? Heavy. But it's just more good competition for the running back room. Who will be the starter coming out of the running back room? Who knows, man? It's a lot of talent in there. A real good problem to have. But obviously, Bama believed in him, and they have some belief in him that he can come in and be a true competitor early and often. His transfer portal rating was 85, so fairly high in the portal ranking. So boom, there you have it, man. There you have it, homie. Yeah. So Khalifa Keith, look out for him. Will he make a splash or not? Will he just be a nice little depth piece if needed? Time will tell. Time will tell, baby. Oh yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here. Around yonder. Got some recruiting news, some recruiting information. Weekend intel from T-Town. Junior Day updates, official visitors, and a potential portal addition. I hope this is the football side of things. Yeah, we got it. We good. We good. You know, they be throwing basketball and football in the mix, and I don't watch, basketball. I may check out the Final Four, March Madness, may check out March Madness or something, the Elite Eight, something like that. NBA, maybe the finals, but man, I don't rock with basketball like that for real, man. No cap, huh? No disrespect, but it is what it is. Alabama's first junior day of the year is currently underway in Tuscaloosa. The visitors list features several of the nation's top prospects, along with 2 official visitors in the 2022 class and a potential transfer portal addition. 4-star defensive lineman Malik Franklin from Daphne, Alabama. Boom, another in-state signing or visit or recruit. Shout out to the boy. Plug once again. Shout out my dog, K-Dog, once again. Received an offer from Alabama 2 days ago, 2 days before the start of the early signing period, and committed to the Crimson Tide on December 3rd. Here we go, baby. Boom. Give me 1 second. We need the applause. We need the sirens. That's great news for Bama. I repeat, that is great news for Bama, right? Boom. Three-star wide receiver, which I talked about him in previous videos. Aubrey Walker from Moody, Alabama, another in-state signing. Picked up an offer last week before committing shortly thereafter. Walker will take his first trip to the Capstone this weekend and is scheduled to sign on Wednesday. Alabama is also hosting former Appalachian State and Tennessee running back Khalifa Keith. And now we know Khalifa Keith did commit to the Roll Tide, Crimson Tide. Let's go, baby. Oh, yeah. Bitch, yeah. You hear me? Heavy. A Birmingham native and Parker High School product, 23, class of 2023, I'm sure. The 6'1", 235-pound back has 2 years of eligibility remaining. Saturday PM update. Keith commits to Alabama, baby. Roll Tide, you hear me? Roll Tide. Let's go, man. Lock in, bro. I repeat, lock in. And just a little side note, Bama now has 2 big bruisers, bro, potentially at the running back position. And if it's a running back room by committee, I would have no problem with that. But I think the signing of this guy shows you the physicality that Bama wants to have. I think it shows you how they realize and understand how much they have been disrespected throughout the whole season and off season, right? Analysts, the people on ESPN, everywhere, man, still continues to disrespect, right, the Bama run game. So I'm sure they're feeling a certain way, and they have a point to prove. So with the hiring of Coach Clem, with the signing commitment of this running back, Khalifa Keith, 6'1", 235, a big bruiser. You can really break a team down, especially the second half, third, fourth quarter, late in the game, baby. You bring that pain. You want to break their heart. You want to take their will and take their soul. Big ass running backs. Daniel Hill coming up there. We got Khalifa Keith now. Then you have the explosive, elusive running backs, bro. The Crowells, huh? You know, the AK Deers. So they have a real good running back room right now. Man sharpen iron, man sharpen man, iron sharpen iron. I repeat, right? Boom. Man sharpen man, iron sharpen iron. So you should feel real good about Alabama's running back room and their offensive line room, especially with the addition of a coach, Adrian Clem. All the knowledge in the world of the football game. It's always beneficial, bro. Remember this, homie. It's always beneficial, right? Yeah. When you have a coach or an office guy in the room who's played football at a high level, experienced the game at a high level, right? Understands what it is to observe and identify talents. But not only that, bro, understands the work it takes and is willing to put in the work and knows how to put in the work to make that player reach his highest level, maximum potential. Know what I mean? Early, homie. Yeah. And that's what Coach Clem brings. He's a fan of the game, man, has a true passion for the game, a former player of the game. You know? Yeah. So it's a win-win. But shout out Khalifa Keith once again, bro. You hear me? I'm excited. I get more and more excited about this dude being in the building. The majority of recruits in town for Junior Day have previously been offered by the Crimson Tide. MJ Burnett, safety from Walton High School in Marietta, Georgia, received an offer from Alabama during his visit on Saturday. So Bama, you know, they just racking them up, homie, racking them up. Trey Tagliaferri, 28, QB from Bergen Catholic in Ordell, New Jersey, received an offer from the Crimson Tide. And as we know, they're really close to signing the top quarterback in the 26 or 27 class, right? What's the young boy's name? Elijah Haven. Yeah, Elijah Haven out of Baton Rouge. You know, number one quarterback in his class. So DeBoer, K-Dog, his scouting team, they just keep working, keep grinding, and that's what they're gonna have to continue to do. Oh yeah, point blank period, man. Yeah. Junior Day guest list. And most of these names you've heard or know. Most of these names I have talked about. QB Trent Seaborn, Alabaster Thompson, Alabama commit. Let's see who Seaborn really is. You know, but a lot of good. Oh yeah. I spoke on Seaborn about a couple of lives ago when I really broke down the recruits coming in and the potential recruits in the whole 27 class. Oh yeah. So we pretty much know about Seaborn. Respect. Shout out to Seaborn, man. Elijah Haven, we know about him. Number one QB in his class. Trey Tagliaferri, running back Nigel Newkirk, Gainesville, Florida. Wide receiver, I spoke on him about 2 lives ago. Monshawn Sells, Indianapolis, Lawrenceville North. Jaden Upshaw, Leesburg, Georgia, very good player. Trevon Hall, Tuscaloosa Central, Oklahoma commit, recruited as an athlete. Tight end, Sam Fanil, Richmond, VA. Jatori Williams, offensive lineman, Phoenix City Central. Antonio Berry, Tupelo, Mississippi. Shout out Mississippi, dog. Shout out to the SIP, you hear me? Heavy. Watson Kidd, Prattville. Defensive lineman, Donovan Moore, Hueytown. Mitchell Turner. Very excited about Mitchell Turner, homie. I repeat, Mitchell Turner. I feel like he can be a real dog. He is the defensive lineman that rallied up over 100 tackles, bro, as a defensive lineman. You hear me? Heavy. As he continues to grow into his body, becomes better. You talking about a potential day one starter as a freshman, homie. Believe that. Right? Keep your ears open for Mitchell Turner out of Louisville, Mississippi. You got AJ Pauley, Mobile, McGill Tulin, edge rushers, Jabarius Garor, Pritchard Vigor, Alabama commit, Antoine Jackson, homie, out of Memphis. White Station, Adriel Rojas, Cumming, Georgia. North Forsyth, Barack Willis, Moody, Alabama. Nehemiah McCary, Maplesville, Alabama, class of 28. So DeBoer is really attacking, man. He is really attacking, man. Like I say, I'm real proud of DeBoer, real proud of K-Dog for the job he has done in recruiting. And like it or not, whether you believe it or not, recruiting still matters, bro. No cap. Linebacker Kenny Simmons, Brentwood, Tennessee, Brentwood Academy. Joakim Gouda, Douglasville, Georgia. South Paulding, Shamar Evans, Forest, Mississippi, class of 28. Defensive back, Nash Johnson. And I believe these are like potential early signees. Powder Springs, Georgia. McEthern, Alabama commit. John Meredith, Fort Worth, Texas, homie. Jabiro Osborne, Oklahoma City Mustang. Junior James, Alabaster Thompson. MJ Burnett, talked about him earlier, Marietta, Georgia. Darius White, Fairborn, Georgia, Creekside. So you know all these guys, all these guys here. Bama is really on their way to multiple top 5 recruiting classes, if you ask me. Definitely, bro. Definitely. Shout out Bama. Roll Tide, bro. For real. I got one more topic I want to get into, the Senior Bowl. I believe Tim Keenan expressed some things as well, homie. Yeah, then I'm going to get up out of here, get ready to check this fight out. Once again, let me know, man. Y'all watching the fight tonight? Who watching the fight tonight? If you watching the fight, right, who you got, man? You got Shakur or you got Lopez? Right at chat up, bro. Let me know. Any fight fans in the building, man? Let me know. Know what I mean? 1 second. Let's see what's up with Tim Keenan, the whole Senior Bowl situation. Not too much to recruiting, but where's that site at? Let me see. I just say forget that and just cover that letter. Here we go. So I gotta give a shout out to Tim Keenan, a real dog on the field, man. You know, he is at the Senior Bowl. Wish him much success as he begins the path to his journey to the NFL. You know what I mean? But I think he has the potential to be a really good player, man. If he goes to the right team, the right situation. No doubt. So out of Mobile, Alabama, Tim Keenan is from the state of Alabama. He spent his entire 5-year college career with the Crimson Tide. It's not a surprise that he accepted an invite to the Senior Bowl, but he also embraced the chance to practice against other future pros in front of NFL personnel. Just to show I could compete and put the belt on the line, Keenan said. You say you're the best, or you say you're this or that, but are you willing to come out, put your abilities to the test in front of other people that might even say they're better than you or this and that? Come put your showcase on the line. Shout out to Tim Keenan, bro. Having no fear, stepping right in, showing that true dog mentality coming from Bama, real Levy dog mentality, right? I mean, he didn't have to go. He didn't have to accept the invite, bro, but why not? He could build more draft stock for himself. Yeah, no doubt. And at the end of the day, that's what all this is about, bro. Boom. getting in front of more NFL scouts, showing your true talents, right? Raising your draft stock, all that at the end of the day. You getting prepared for NFL life, right? Yeah, it's what it is, man. Bottom line. Keenan is one of the 3 Alabama players participating in today's 26 Senior Bowl. Initially, the Tide had 8 players committed to be in Mobile, but because of lingering injuries, the number dwindled by 5. Keenan himself missed the start of his redshirt senior campaign due to an ankle injury, but he returned to the lineup and started Alabama's final 12 games. The Birmingham native didn't end his career with the championship, but the Crimson Tide team captain seemed content not only with his play this past year, but the team's performance. Of course, the first game didn't go like we expected it, and my season, the start of my season didn't go like we expected it, Keenan said. I missed the first few games due to a high ankle sprain, but God brought me back bigger and better and stronger. And of course, the season didn't end like we wanted, but we overcame a lot. We built a lot and we went through a lot. And there's definitely wins in there that we did something a lot of people didn't do, especially being in the SEC. You got to put that belt on the line every week. So to do what we did and it didn't end like we wanted to, it's all good. I don't know about all good. The Indiana game wasn't all good, but I definitely understand what he is saying. Period, man. You learn from it and you grow from it. Let's check out some of his film at the Senior Bowl. Run that back one time. Got that ball, big dog. Look like a win for Keenan right there to me. So shout out Tim Keenan, bro, getting his opportunity. Just getting right, man. Let me see. It's a real important question I want to see right here. What did he take away from playing for Alabama that can help him at the next level? That excellence is a must need, Keenan said. You must be excelling in everything I do. And if you're not excellent, you got to be great at it. So it's just a high standard for a lot of stuff. Roll Tide full of pride, man, That's been the standard for years now. Been a standard for years now. Who we got in the building? Run that back one time. Hey, shout out Philip Mike B, man. Shout out Philip Mike B in the building. He said, run that back one time. Run what back, big dog? You hear me? Run what back, homie? Make it clear. Make it very clear, homie. Yeah. Roll Tide, man. Let's get it, man. So, yeah, shout out Tim Keenan for getting his opportunity, bro. Going to the Senior Bowl, representing, right? Putting on the line. That's what it is, bro. So, hope, like I say, wish him the best on his endeavors. No cap. That's pretty much it, man. What I wanted to cover for this live. Finna get up out of here. Oh, side note though, shout out Ty Simpson, man. Matter of fact, yeah, that's the article though. Gotta give props to my boy, my dog Ty Simpson, bro. Give me 1 second, man. Give me 1 second, bro. Boom. Yeah, shout out Ty Simpson for standing so per, Let's get into it right quick, man. I'll be right back. Roll Tide, man. Roll Tide, baby. Yeah, shout out Ty Simpson, bro, for holding it down. Go ahead, dive into it, bro. Like I say, you got any questions, comments, opinions, let me know. Fire the chat up. This gonna be the last segment of the night right here. Ty Simpson could have transferred, but didn't want to tarnish his Alabama legacy. Give me 1 second. After Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson declared for the draft, multiple schools tried to get him to enter the portal. He decided not to change his intended course, mainly because he couldn't imagine changing to a different uniform. Respect Ty, bro. There is no doubt in my mind that the last jersey I wanted to wear in college was the Alabama Crimson Tide jersey, Simpson told AL.com via ESPN.com. I came there, I stayed there. Hey, he ain't lying, bro. He ain't lying. He stayed loyal to the standard, man. He stayed loyal to the A. Definitely respect that. No matter how you feel about him or his play at times on the field, whether it was good or bad, right? At the end of the day, bro, boom. He stayed loyal to the A. He showed respect to the A and to the program. So much love to you, my boy, for that, my brother. Potential destinations for 2026 included Miami, Oregon, and Tennessee. One school reportedly offered $6.5 million. Damn, bro. I mean, come on, man. Shout out Ty Simpson, man, from not being led and deceived by the money, by the federale, huh? By the guapino, huh? And you probably couldn't even really been mad at him for taking the bread. Now you go to Tennessee now, you definitely nigga definitely would have been a you hear me, my brother? Yeah, homie. Yeah, roll Tide. You don't go to Tennessee, my boy. Roll Tide. But it probably was Miami who offered him that guapino. I mean, you see what they paid old boy. What was he, about 28 years old, 7 years in? You know what I mean? Heavy, man. Yeah. Take his ass to the damn NFL. You heard me? Yeah. But no, shout out Ty Simpson, man, for real. Like you say, he wanted to put on one jersey. Given the current state of NIL deals, he could have made more in one more year of college than he'll make in his entire 4-year rookie deal. Damn, bro, no cap for him to turn that down. But at the same time, right, I'm sure he's made buku money already. And like, he don't come from like a struggling family, huh? So he ain't really desperate for the money, huh? You know, every player's got different backgrounds, come from different situations, homie. Yeah. But Ty Simpson, he come from, you know, his family is fairly healthy with the money, with the guapino, with the funds, you know what I mean? So I'm sure that made his decision a lot more easier. But it was still a decision that had to be made, right? Guapino is still guapino. Temptation is still temptation. You hear me, dog? No cap. Depending on when he's drafted. In the 2025 draft, the 13th pick in round 3, 77th overall, received a 4-year contract with the total value of 6.5 million. And there it is, man. It wasn't about the money for him. The last thing I wanted to do was tarnish my legacy and go somewhere else where I didn't go out of high school and I didn't want to play, Simpson said. Hopefully in the draft, whenever my name gets written on the card, they write the University of Alabama on there. Respect to him, man. Salute. Shout out. Matter of fact, hold on, man. Shout out to my dog, man. Yeah. One more again, man, for real, man. Roll Tide. Yeah, bro. Respect. It means a lot to me to be able to show my kids when they're older to come back and say their dad played here and was a captain, for sure. It's an admirable mindset, even if it's quickly becoming outdated. College football is no less of a business than the NFL. The best news is that the players are now able to make real business decisions, even if the ultimate factor is something other than business. Simpson made his. The fact that he had the ability to consider all options and pick one is a clear example of the progress college football has made as it relates to the interest of those who play the games. Respect. That's all I can say, bro. Respect. Shout out to my boy, my dog, my Levy dog, Ty. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, man, he would have took his ass over there around yonder, huh? To Tennessee, homie. Yeah. Oh, he would have been a real wouldn't have been no coming back. But the fact he showed integrity and honor and morals and principles, you gotta rock with him for that alone. Definitely wish him the best on that other side round yonder. Ideally, he'll go to a perfect situation. You know, he won't go to a bad team, a piss poor team, right? Hopefully, he goes to a team where he can sit some years, learn the game, be behind a true veteran, a veteran that can teach him the ropes, teach him the game on and off the field even. There's still a lot to learn. The whole business side of it as well, even though at times that ain't at all per. You hear me? No cap. But he can learn and take his time and be calm and develop and grow. When it's his time to play, boom, he come in, play and do his thing. Talent, yeah. A lot to work on, hell yeah. So we're going to see how it turns out, how it pans out. That's all you can really do, man. Yeah. But shout out my dog, bro, my real Levy dog, Ty Simpson, for staying loyal, bro. Boom. True to the A, bro. Boom. Respect. Roll Tide, full of pride. That's pretty much it for the live. Go ahead, wrap it up. Y'all holler at me next time, man. Back in effect once again. Yeah. Once again, as well, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that damn bell. Support the grind, support the channel, bro. For real. It takes less than 1 second, homie. Why not? You want to become a channel member? Do that as well, man. Support the grind once again. Support the channel, homie. Roll Tide, full of pride. A K-Dog. Get down to the process, man. Don't forget the program, man. Right? Right. Get them boys locked in. The nitty gritty, huh? The standard, man, of the A. Don't ever forget it. Go be great, K-Dog, bro. Go be great. You hear me? Yeah. Roll Tide, full of pride. Win, lose, or draw, but we come to win. Roll Tide. Down at the levee. We going fishing at the levee. Oh, yeah.